At this current moment, Roe versus Wade is a big topic, and the trigger law, some of you may not understand what exactly happened there or what it is and what's actually been going on. If you have seen any news article in Mississippi, you have probably seen something on the lines of this paragraph that I took from an article from Channel 13 WLOX. And it states, Mississippi put its version of a trigger law on the books in 2007 with a bill authorized by Senator Joey Fillingang. It's not automatic. It includes a certification step from the Attorney General within 10 days of the court's decision. Like I always tell y'all to do your own research, so I did that. So I went back and was able to find Senate Bill 2391 from 2007. It will be linked in the description below if you want to read the whole thing. Let's go over this bill, the way it was sent to the governor, and we're going to start with the actual title. An act to amend 414155 Mississippi's Code of 1972 to provide that if a court grants a waiver parental consent to a minor seeking an abortion, the court shall make certain required findings by clear and convincing evidence to prohibit abortions in the state of Mississippi except in cases where necessary for the preservation of the mother's life or where the pregnancy was caused by rape, to provide that this prohibition shall become effective only upon a determination by the state attorney general that the United States Supreme Court has overruled the decision of Roe v. Wade, which has the effect of holding unconstitutional any state law that seeks to create such a prohibition, to require that before the performance of an abortion, the physician shall perform fetal ultrasound imaging. Alright, we're going to skip the rest of the title. As you can see in the title, they talk about Roe versus Wade. We're going to go down to section 4 of this Senate bill. Section 4 starts at line 106. At such time as the Attorney General of Mississippi determines that the United States Supreme Court has overruled the decision of Roe v. Wade 410 U.S. 113 1973, and that a result, it is reasonably prohibited that the Section 2 of this act would be upheld by the court as constitutional, the Attorney General shall publish his determination of that fact in the administrative bulletin published by the Secretary of State as provided in Section 2543 2.101 Mississippi Code of 1972. So let this sink in that they have been planning an overruling of Roe v. Wade since 2007 and had put in a plan of motion 15 years ago. This bill was brought up in 2007. The overruling clause was put in at 2007, which means that this was a discussion before 2007 and it was wrote into the Senate bill in 2007. But the trigger bill actually comes from once this happened, it triggers a chain reaction. That's all it is. It just triggers the next chain. Alright, what exactly does Section 2 say? Section 2 starts at line 58, and I'm going over to tell you where they start. That way, if you're looking at it by clicking the link, you'll know. As used in this section, the term abortion means the use or prescription of any instrument, medicine, drug, or any other substance or device to terminate the pregnancy of a woman known to be pregnant with an intention other than to increase the probability of a live birth, to preserve the life or health of the child after live birth, or to remove a dead fetus. No abortion shall be performed or induced in the state of Mississippi except in the case where necessary for the preservation of the mother's life or where the pregnancy was caused by rape. For the purpose of this act, rape shall be an exception to the prohibition for an abortion only if a formal charge of rape has been filed with an appropriate law enforcement official. Any person except the pregnant woman who purposefully, knowingly, or recklessly performs or attempts to perform or induce an abortion in the state of Mississippi, except in the case where necessary for the preservation of the mother's life or where the pregnancy was caused by rape, upon conviction, shall be punished by imprisonment in the custody of the Department of Corrections for not less than 1 year and not more than 10 years. I can tell you by the time frame of 1 to 10 years that this would automatically be a felony charge. That's just how it works. Anything above a year in sentencing is going to be a felony. If you've made it this far in the video, then it's only fair that you know that I talked this topic over with the wife before making the video. This is a very sensitive topic. I don't want to be too political in this video, but this is some issues that I think deserve our attention and at least some acknowledgement from some that may be for it or may not be for it. She is very pro-choice on the subject. Well, my words to her when we discussed this was that I see enough death in my day-to-day life that I really don't want to see babies die since we have a baby of our own. I might be a little sensitive on the subject just simply because I do have a child, a young child. At the time of this video, he's only 16 months old. But I've also have seen all sides of this argument. I have seen kids living in really bad conditions. I have seen parents that have lost their kids in tragic ways. I have seen parents have absolutely no care for their kids. And I have seen kids severely injured and killed. But I believe if you can pay for it and want it and can live with your decisions, then I think you should be able to make the choice as an adult. I put as an adult because this channel is for adults, simply because some of these laws talk about topics that are not really kid friendly. When you go talk about rape, abortions, the actions that it takes to make a child, this video should be for adults, and that's why I'm addressing it as adult. I know the money side of that statement might bother some people, but in theory, if the government isn't paying for it, then they have less to say on the fact. Also, I wasn't part of your actions. When I say part of your actions, I mean all actions involved. You didn't ask me, we didn't discuss it, so that's when I say actions, I mean any part of it. I also wasn't a part of your actions, then I shouldn't have to fund the outcome of your actions. And the same applies to me. If I'm not paying for or part of the actions, then there is no reason I should have an opinion. It also goes to the fact that I think the government plays with my paycheck too much. I'm not a fan of the taxes or wasted spending. I'm not naive to the fact that there is no perfect system. That doesn't just stop at the abortion laws. That's every law. That's every system. I mean, the United States was funded pretty much on two parties. I know there's going to be people, oh, whatever. There's two parties in government. There's no perfect system. What some people want, some don't. There's issues on the other side of there that I can agree with, just like this. It's not my body, not my choice. I feel the same way about the vaccines. If you want an abortion, get it. If you want the vaccine, get it. If you don't want an abortion, don't get it. If you don't want the vaccine, don't get it. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the wasted spending, but I'm not naive to no perfect system. Like if two people decide to do the actions that create life, the mom doesn't want the child and the dad does, the mom can abort the child regardless of what the father of the child wants. And the flip side to this is the mother wants the child, but the father does not want the child. He has no right to abort the child and could be financially responsible for the child he did not want. Like I said, there's no perfect system, but there's always a good side and a bad side to every decision that's made. My fear to this ruling is there a hidden agenda? Governments don't normally do very political, outspoken things unless there's more to it. Yes, I know I work for the government in some aspect, but I'll be the first one to tell you that if they're going to go through this heat and this fire, there is an outcome that we are not seeing. Call me conspiracy if you want to, but I've been in small town politics. I've been in law enforcement long enough to see the hatred that we get and the downpour what comes after. There's always a cause and effect. There's always a good result and bad result to every decision made. I think our government had more pressing issues that they should have been working on other than overturning this ruling. The ruling's been there since 1973. It's been there. Everybody's been abiding by it. Was this a way to draw our attentions away from other issues? Are they hiding something? Do you think it was as simple to turn the power back to the states, or was it as simple to take the freedom of choice away from women, or was it them backing away from it so the issue falls back on the states and not the Supreme Court? Or maybe it was a way to combat the decreasing number of babies being born or population control. Let me know in the comments what you think the reasons are. Do you agree, disagree? But comment below what you think it might be. If you have a different reason, you have a different thought, you have another rabbit hole you want people to look into and jump down, let's put it in the comments. Who knows, you might spark another video idea. But as always, thank you for watching. Have a great day.